All right, here we have Game 3 of the OSL Tiebreakers of Group A. This is Jelizerg versus Yellow Yarnc, and of course, if Jelizerg wins, he gets out of this group. If not, we keep going with this tiebreaker. So far, of course, Yarnc is the only one who hasn't won a game, and he's going to be facing a very formidable, Jelizerg here, looking just dominant against Stork last game. Stork tried his best. July tried, some trickery also, going for a Hydra's Den, and then going for a Spire after it was scouted. But regardless, it was a hard map to win on for Stork. Yellow Yarnc did beat July, though, this group, earlier on in the play in the first 6 games. So, we don't know how good July is going to do against Yellow Yarnc. He needs to beat him, of course, to move on. Yellow Yarnc is pretty good, Zerg versus Zerg. He's above 50%, I think, or actually, no, he's not that great. He doesn't actually have his brother's Zerg versus Zerg skills. I mean, I've seen Luxury beat July a couple of times. I don't know. We're going to have to see. This is going to be a close matchup, I think, actually, because Yarnc is not his brother, Luxury, who I would say would be a favorite.
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind that Zerg versus Zerg also, I mean, July's good at it for sure. I mean, he's got over a 50% win rate, almost 55% win rate. So certainly a good ZVZ player, but he's not really top of the line Zerg versus Zerg, I don't think. I mean, he's definitely not a Jaedong or Savior or Effort or whoever you want to talk about. So either way, I think that this is a pretty evenly matched because of that. So we'll have to see if Yellow can finally dethrone or can dethrone July, I guess, on Return of the King, which is the map that they're playing on. So right at the start, we got Yellow at the bottom right, the orange Zerg, and July, the green Zerg, at the bottom left. So they are both scouting in the incorrect directions, and they will not find each other for quite some time as they have to wait for their second scouting overlord to figure out where the other player is. So both players going to be starting out in the dark, and this is going to be, I guess, a tough build for both of them to do. So I think we're going to basically start off with a build order win, not necessarily, of course, but whoever has the better build order here is going to make a huge difference in the fact that they aren't going to scout each other for so long. Cholera, why don't you tell us a little bit about Zerg vs. Zerg builds and what these players might be going?
Well, I mean, the fact of what pretty much everybody knows is the standard formula goes 12 hatch beats 12 pool, 12 pool beats 9 pool, and 9 pool beats 12 hatch if you can kill it off fast enough. Of course, Jaedong beats everything. If you're Jaedong, it doesn't matter. Those rules don't apply to you. Some specifics, I mean, yeah, exactly. Here we're seeing a 9 pool from Yarnc, and we're going to be seeing a 9 pool gas from Yarnc. He's probably not going to go for speedlings unless we see something strange. Well, actually, no. You know what? Generally, this means it's going to be a 1 base layer, and if July goes 12 hatch, he's going to lose this game, according to the theory at least. But if he gets 12 pool, then he's going to be ahead of Yarnc, and he is going to be ahead of Yarnc here, especially if he doesn't actually no. If he expands and can hold it, he'll be ahead. But if he expands and can't hold it, he can't hold it, then he'll be just as far behind. He'll be even worse off, obviously, as if he did a 12 hatch. And it is going to come down to how good Yarnac's control is here. And in general, we have seen. I won't spoil actually the MSL results, but there was definitely a game there in the series between Savior and Zero where you saw a 12 hatch versus a 9 pool, and the results of that weren't pretty for the 12 hatch. Here we are going to see a 12 pool expand, though. That is generally what players have been doing with their 12 pools. They haven't been going for a 12 pool second hatch in base. And it doesn't look like Yarnc has gotten a scout out, so he might have to split up his lings to go to the bottom left and the top left.
I was just thinking that the fact is that the Overlord's obviously delayed because he went for the 9 pool 9 gas, and now he's got even slower scouting information on July than he would have otherwise. And it looks like he is going completely cross map with all of his lings, but
oh wow.
No, all of his lings look to be going across. No, I'm sorry. One of them is going to the left. The expansion positions in the spot that makes the ling kind of have to go up as well. And really, at this point, July is going to be able to defend this, I think, pretty well. But the thing is, he does have that expansion hatchery, and right now, Yellow is definitely dedicated to lings, obviously, as he continues to pump them and send them towards July. So if he can manage to take this out, he's going to be obviously ahead. Now, the thing that I always say about the expansion is it's much harder to defend in all parts of the game because now you're defending on 2 fronts. In the early part of the game, you're really only defending on round one, but you have to worry about your ramp, as this is why July is having a problem defending against it right now, and Yellow is getting a ton of shots off on that hatchery. He may even be able to take it out if he continues to run back and forth, and that hatchery already down to half health, and it looks like we're obviously going to be seeing speed links, and now, oh man, he is outnumbering July's, but July has very good micro here. He's able to take out most of the links, and no, he manages to
but he gets it!
And if he gets those, if he does some damage with those 4 that are in, he's going to be able to really put July behind, but no, July, with speed of his own, is able to keep up with the lings at this point. Those lings aren't able to do enough damage, and really, the question is Yellow behind at this point? And I'd have to argue that he is, assuming July can hold that expansion.
Yeah, Yellow is definitely behind. I gotta say, I was surprised. Yellow went for, I believe it was speed first, given how quickly his speed was done, and still July managed to hold it pretty off. I mean, but Yellow has snuck 2 Zerglings in. That was very smart, leaving 2 behind. He's got only 1 drone kill, though, and now he's in huge trouble. 1 hatch against 2, and, producing Lings here, he's going to get a Sunken Colony down, but July Zerg, I think, should be able to handle this. He might be forced to get an Evo Chamber and some Spore Colonies. Yeah, he will be forced to do that. On the other hand, though, he definitely has picked up a nice advantage at this point. Notice that Yarnc isn't even mining his gas, because he needs every mineral he can get to to build that Sunken Colony and Lings probably, he's not gonna have a long-term victory at all. He basically needs to use these mutas to do massive damage to July, otherwise he is out of this game.
Yeah, and right now it looks like he is going to be in a lot of trouble. July is just going in and trying to pick off drones, even though he's got a Sunken attacking him right now. But he's doing his, and he does manage to take out 2, 3 drones. No, 2 drones. No, looks like he might get nope, he only gets 2. So 2 drones go down. That is going to hurt Yellow a lot, considering he's only on that 1 hatchery. And now July is putting down that Spire. And no, wait, that's an Evo Chamber. I'm sorry. So I guess July must be all in Lings at this point. Did you catch that? Did you put a Spire down somewhere that I didn't catch?
No, no Spire. No, he was all Lings before then.
Oh, sorry. So July, I mean, really, if he can, he's going to have some tough time, though, at this point with that Sunken there. That's really good placement of that Sunken. He has to go all the way around to get there. But and now they're a Muta out for Yellow. So really, the question is July going to be able to take out that Sunken before too many Mutas can pop out? And really, it looks like he may have some difficulty doing that.
Well, I mean, on the other hand, even if he doesn't take out the Sunken and kill Yarnc off, if he does this is fine. I was just going to say, if he kills off some of these drones, that's being fine, because Yellow Yarnc, frankly, doesn't even have enough drones to keep constant Mutalisk production from 1 hatchery. He just lost 2 more there. I think he's got maybe 5 drones total, or 6, and July is in a perfect position right now. He's got 2 Spore Colonies up, and he can get a Spire at his own, leisure at this point. Yarnc is going to have a gas advantage, but so what? And starting off a Mutalisk advantage, he can't do anything to the Spore Colonies with 3 Mutas. And July looks like he's not even going for... No, he's actually not going for Spire. He's going to go all Lings. I mean, he had the option, of course, to transition to Spire, but I think he still definitely has an advantage at this point, a pretty big advantage, and he just needs to keep doing this, I guess. Well, actually, if I were him, I probably would have put a Spire down instead of going for this wave, but, he knows better than me probably. He's got 1 more drone there, and, he's just keeping Yarnc very, very small.
Yeah, but now Yarnc has the capability with those mutas to do a lot of damage to those drones, especially if he keeps building them up. 5 drones or not, you can make, people go 5 pool for a reason, because, you do get that 100 minerals with a decent rate, and July's still not going to gas. So I think that Yellow is slowly going to build up this force of muta and be able to do some more damage. And the placement of the Spire, the Spore Colony, the expansion is not ideal at all. He can't mine any more minerals from that position. He's finally got some drones on gas over there. But the question is it going to be too late for July? Because now, I gotta say, Yellow is going to be able to just continue to build up that Muta force. He's got another Muta back home. Look at that. He's got plenty of drones at this point, it seems, in order to continue making Muta. I mean, he's not too worried about gas, it seems. And that Sunken and those drones continue. Nice drone drills going right through.
Very nice.
Not really drone drilling, but just continuing to dance them around, and those Lings not even able to take any more out. So really, July, with his last 3 volleys of Lings heading over, has not done enough damage, and that Overlord barely surviving. So now a Spire going down for July, but the question is it too little, too late?
I gotta say, when he had finished his first wave and July basically had the game wrapped up at that point, he should have put down a Spire and just been patient. I don't know if he was too aggressive, because it now looks like he's in big trouble. I mean, he's getting a Spire now, but that Spire might be within micro range of those mutas, and it will be. I mean, I think, well, if no, he doesn't have enough mutas, but if he had just a couple more, he could have microed that Spire down. And now, like you're saying, Yarnc is in a decent position. I mean, July, one advantage he has is that he does have 2 hatches, and he's been mining gas and not using it. So, well, actually, no. If you look at the count, July doesn't have a lot of gas. He has only 290 in the bank. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not a war chest like I thought it would be. So, wow, July in big trouble.
Yeah, and he's got no minerals on top of that. Look how slowly they're pouring in for him. It is taking forever.
Yeah.
And really, again, those. I mean, look at the supply count. We got 21 for yellow versus 14 for July, which is only lings and drones again. And really, there weren't many drones for yellow, as we were talking about earlier. And now, and look at this. He's got some lings going in to reinforce here, but he's using the muta to help micro them down. And now he's got lings in the base as well. And July does not have any lings. He's got 2 lings there. But again, with good micro, he may be able to take this out. The Spire is up at this point, but what can he produce? I'm guessing he's going to try to produce Scourge right away, so he can try to take out those muta as quick as possible. But look at this. The Spore is going to go down, or it's at least getting attacked, and a lot of health taken off it by 4 lings, and only 2 to try to defend it. There are the Scourge right there, and the question is, can they be micro? Then 1 goes down without getting a muta attack at all. And oh man, look at those lings at the same time distracting.
Oh wow.
Going to take out that Spore, I think, or very close to. And now July is putting. Oh my! Wait a second. Is that an offensive sunken that we're seeing right there from Yellow?
Yeah.
Yellow is actually putting a sunken down in the base of July, and he's going to try to defend it with his units. And I don't know if that's going to work, but it is funny.
Oh wow! I mean, Yarnc definitely. Wow, I gotta say that's a pretty ballsy move there, and it might actually work out, because the Spore has gone down, so July's mutas can't really venture out, and that's sunken. It's not within range of any buildings, but it is gonna prevent the lings from being very effective at that location, because they're gonna get hit by that offensive sunken. That is just insane. I gotta say, I mean, it's going to come down to how good their micro is, because there's going to be a lot of stuff in the air and ground pretty soon. July Zerk has mutas out of his own, of course, but he has fewer mutas, and he's still trying to take down that sunken colony. On the other hand, he might be able to get more gas, but I don't think so. Where is mutas? Oh man, he can't use his mutas because he doesn't have enough to engage with. Oh, I gotta say, what was he doing inside of his own base there? Another Spore colony goes down. He has no more air defense, and he has a weaker air force by far, of course, and that's going to be it for July. I gotta say, do you feel like I do, that he kind of threw away the game when he produced several more waves of lings after he was just getting diminishing returns with each one of them?
Definitely. I mean, he had it. He had it in his grasp, and really, all he had to do was switch to that Spire tech. He had 2 bases, and there was nothing that Yellow could do. Yellow couldn't make ground forces. He had nothing to bother July with, but for some reason, July decided that maybe he could keep taking out the drones of Yellow. But you got to keep in mind, Yellow only had those drones to focus on the entire time. There was nothing else for him to look at. So all he had to do was completely dance those drones over and over and over and over, and he would win this game. And now, still with the superior muta count, he's going to take out all the Julys, and July barely able to do any more damage here at all. He's going to be forced out, lose both his mutas, and that's got to be it. I'm expecting to see a GG from July in the next second. You can see it on his face that he is about to, as he is about to lose that hatchery at his expansion, and that's by far the end of the game for July.
Ouch. I mean, I gotta say, that's gonna be a blow to July's confidence, and a nice tonic for Yellow Yarnc's confidence. Yellow Yarnc, yeah, just finishing off the Scourge. Not much more to say about this game, but, I mean, July, I feel like might have just been, GG coming from July, might have just been a little bit too aggressive this game. You could see it on his face. He's not disappointed just that he lost, but also he was in the lead by so far, and he still lost. That, I think, is what's going to piss him off. And now we're going to see a reset to the first game. We're going to see Yellow Yarnc and Stork playing each other again.
Awesome. I can't wait. Let's go to it. I don't even want to talk about this match. Let's go to Stork.